What's up, man? It's your big brother K-Rino. K-Rino. Think we're gonna do open topic tonight. So as y'all come in, hit that like button. Hit that like button for your big brother as y'all come in, man. And this will be a night where we can discuss things that are on y'all's mind, and we can answer any questions that y'all might have. Any questions that you might have, feel free to come in and ask them. And if I know the answer, I will answer them. If I don't know the answer, then I will say I don't know. And if as long as the questions are respectful and mature questions, because we trying to raise each other's minds up into maturity, not childishness, not silliness, not trolling, not playing around. Grown 30 and 40 and 50-year-old men and women playing, and you're not doing that. I do want to touch on this Astroworld incident that happened in Houston last night. The tragedy that took place at NRG Park here in the city of Houston. It's an event that Travis Scott puts together. He's been doing it for the last 3 or 4 years or so. And there were about 50,000 people there, and they had a push towards the stage, which led to a stampede and a panic, and 8 people lost their lives, and about 300 other people got hurt just in that whole melee. Is first thing that has to be said is condolences to the families of those 8 victims who lost their life. And the messed up part about that is that people who had probably pre-purchased tickets days or weeks in advance, got dressed, made plans, linked up with other people who were going, friends, family, whoever they went with. They made this an event that they had centered their lives around for that moment, and it turned out to be an event that they never made it back home from. That's the striking part. That's the tough part about that. Something that you plan to do for fun and plan to do for entertainment, just to get away and have a fun moment, to go to an event, and having no idea that you were not going to return home from that event. So condolences go out to the families of those people who lost their lives. There's been questions about security and all that, but that's after the fact. I understand there were about 600 plus security in the building. Of course, if something happens that 50,000 people are participating in, that number would not be able to always be in total control. But I definitely, again, feel bad for those families, and even for the people that didn't die, but they were injured. One of the things I want to touch on, because I haven't forgotten, y'all hit that like button for me, man. One of the things that I want to touch on also in relation to that is that we have to be real careful and real watchful about how the media describes this and how the media paints this as it relates to Travis Scott himself, because this is an event that he puts together, of course, every year, for the past few years, but it's reminiscent of a situation that took place here in Houston years ago with Trey the Truth when he was doing Trey Day. He still does Trey Day, but there was a Trey Day that took place back in the early days of him doing Trey Day, and there was a shooting outside the event. somebody just randomly passed by in a car and started shooting. The next day, 97.9, the box came on the air and started doing what they do and placed the blame on Trey the Truth for an incident happening at his event that he could not possibly have any control over. And this back and forth, because Trey defended himself, and this back and forth led to him being banned from 97.9. Now, do I think something like that is going to happen with Travis Scott? Nah, Travis Scott is a bit more mainstream, bit more range, but the media's perception and how they portray this is something we got to watch, because they will absolutely try to place the blame on Travis Scott. I wouldn't. It's not something that I would put past them to do. Now, it may not go down like that, but it's not something I wouldn't put past them. That I would put past them to do. So we have to be ready to defend those points. Those of us who feel that, look, this is just a situation that no one saw coming, no one had control over, and the tragic result is a result of just something getting out of hand, and it's not something that Travis Scott should be vilified for. I'm certain that he feels bad enough. I'm certain that he feels bad enough. Anybody would or should feel devastated about something that they put together that drew people out, and the people came out, and then somebody lose their life like that. 8 people, and a lot of people get hurt. So, I'm certain that man feels bad enough. But watch the media and be careful to not buy into that. Is, I guess, what my message is. Don't buy into that. Walaikum salam, Brother Chris. I see you. Don't buy into potentially, if they do this, trying to pin this, on that brother. Anyway, man, we open topic tonight, y'all. We open topic. As y'all come in, y'all hit the like button. Marty Ma, I see you, man. All the homies coming in. Y'all hit that like button as y'all come in if you haven't already. And the floor is open. The floor is open tonight. I haven't done an open topic in a while because there's a lot of things going on and I need to discuss. These sellouts are running rampant out here, man. They are. It's like zombie land with the sellouts. Which the sellout, night of the living sellouts. What y'all more scared of? Zombies or sellouts? Duke Togo, what inspires you to write such insane rhymes? First off, man, I just thank God for the ability, the talent to do something that y'all apparently like, and I'm grateful, man. My inspiration comes from just challenging myself to want to be the best that I can be, and wanting to be mentioned with the best. Because that's not my call to make. It's not my place to say, hey, I'm one of the best lyricists of all time. That's not my place to say that. That's all I can do is put my work in, put my time in, put my projects out, and then I have to let y'all be the judge of that. So my motivation comes from that and from y'all. When y'all give me encouragement, and if y'all are inspired, when y'all are motivated and inspired, it inspires and motivates me to keep doing it. So we bouncing that off of each other. Let me see what I missed. Somebody. Exploded Views says, I was in Houston today and the energy was somewhat off. Yeah, I mean, quite naturally, man. After a tragedy like that, man, I mean, see, you got to understand something. There were people who did not get injured at all, didn't get hurt at all, but they were right next to people that did. There were people who were right next to those who died People were laid on the ground. People who saw this. This is a traumatizing situation. So by it being such a big thing, it was 50,000 people at this event. 50,000 people. So I can imagine that the energy would be off in the city or something like that, man. That's a good point. Demons. Have you ever experienced expelling them or know anyone that has been delivered? Um, the word demons and the definition of demons, demons mean different things to different people, is what we got to understand. So when you hear the term exorcising demons, casting out demons, and or the word you use, expelling demons, it means different things to different people. A demon could be a personal vice, a personal bad habit that you may have or I may have as an individual, and then we work on ourselves to expel that demon, something that brings us down. We work to expel that. So I've definitely had experiences expelling them on that level. Now, if you're talking about what people believe to be just what they would call a demonic entity, just a spirit, a demonic spirit, demonic coming from the word demon, devil, and things of that nature, then nah, something you see on The Exorcist or something like that, nah, I've never experienced that, or I've never known anyone who's dealt with it on that kind of level, you know. Um, I've seen stuff on TV, not like the movies, but footage of people who were this is supposed to be actual footage, but I don't know. I think those things, this is my opinion, I think those situations speak more towards a mental illness that people are suffering from, that triggers a type of behavior that might be perceived as being, oh, she's possessed or he's possessed by a demonic spirit. I personally just believe that that's just a mental illness that's manifesting itself, as opposed to some, actual thing that's possessed somebody's body. But that's me. Appreciate the love, Chris, bro. Drew G say it's already being pushed. Talk about the narrative with Travis Scott. He should have stopped the show, and there's video of folks at the show shouting it in unison, planned or not. So make me understand. So after the incident took place, the show continued. Make me understand. Somebody give me a yes or no. Did the show continue after the situation took place? Because that's the part I looked for when I was reading about it, but I didn't see any statement that said that they stopped or canceled the event, or if he kept on performing. Now, if he kept on performing, the dynamics are real tricky in that situation, because there could be a situation where he didn't know the extent of the situation. He didn't know the magnitude of it, may not have known that people had lost their life, may have felt like, okay, well, they just pushed up, it got a little raucous, and they straightened it out, but it's still people here, the show must go on, let's go on. Because there may have been people that are way, way, way in the middle, or way, way, way in the back, because you're talking 50,000 people that may not even have known this even happened. They're so far back, and that push may have taken place from a certain part, amount of people on up. But, and I'm not justifying, I'm just saying that maybe he didn't know the magnitude if he kept on performing. And I wouldn't be so quick to chalk that up to an insensitivity act on the part of Travis Scott. Okay, so Tiny Taco says yes, the show continued. Yeah, I mean that's my take on it in that situation. And even if it wasn't, that's a tough situation to be in. That's a tough situation, man, if you him. Because if you know what happened, if they say, man, it's bad out there, man. Like, to my understanding, he was already on the stage. Not like he was backstage getting ready to come out and this happened. But if people say, man, hey, it's bad out there, man, it's like 8 people dead, which they may not even have had those numbers yet. It just happened. These people may have went to the hospital. But the point I'm making is that with that kind of money on the line, they weren't going to cancel that event. It would have to be just a bomb get dropped in the middle of that thing, and just they probably made a conscious decision behind closed to say, man, keep going. We'll sort it out. They wasn't going to cancel that thing because too much money was on the line. And I'm not saying that that's justifies them not doing that. It's all right. But looking at it of putting myself in the mind of why they would let the show go on, those would be the reasons why. It's just a messed up situation, man. See, we got to be careful though, because we don't want to get into a mode of, we don't know the details, man, all the details, and we don't know what was in that man's mind to place blame. I know we like to, it's something in us, not me, but it's something in a lot of people that we look at situations like this and we want to instantly blame it on the person whose name is attached to the event. We want to say, he knew, he didn't care, he was insensitive. For some reason, we just want to say that, but we don't know that, man. We don't know that. JoJo Hip Hop Spot, when's your next album gonna drop? I thought it was, yeah, man, I got busy. And so October, obviously, it's not gonna happen, being November, but I'm shooting for January. Hopefully you got this one too. Cause y'all be asking when I'm gonna drop something, but y'all don't buy it. Y'all be saying, when you coming out with a new album? Not you, Joe. I don't know. You might have it. You got it. Salute. But some of y'all wait for me to drop a new album just to listen to it on YouTube and not actually buy it. But January, to answer your questions. Eddie A, what do you think about them injecting these little kids with an experimental concoction when there's literally zero risk to kids? Well, I wouldn't say that there's zero risk to kids. Maybe if you're looking about the numbers you put up, okay. But the answer to your question is that it's not about it being a risk to children. It's about punching everybody in the arm. Men, women, children, elderly, it doesn't matter. So they're going to punch the children in the arm too because of the agenda. Got to punch everybody. So that's what that is. Jimi Hendrix, thank you for your donation, man. I appreciate the love. You've named yourself after one of the greats of all time. Nocturnal, do you charge extra for a signed album? Of course not. I don't charge at all for my signature, my autograph, man. I mean, I appreciate anybody. When you get an album from me, the autograph comes with it if you request the autograph. You know, I'll sign anything for you, man. I mean, I appreciate it. I see a lot of people that charge for autographs and all that. I mean, I don't knock them. That's what they do, but not my style. You can go to southparkcoalition.net and get the album. southparkcoalition.net if you want the CD, you want to sign, put it in a note. Or you can go on iTunes to get the digital versions of it. Don't get punched in the arm. Don't get punched in the arm. Don't get punched in the arm. Y'all hit that like button, man. If you ain't hit that like button, do so right now at this moment. HTX48 says he's starting to feel the pressure. Yeah, they putting the pressure. They applying the pressure, man. They're applying the pressure because they're threatening people's livelihoods. And, you know, mandates are coming in left and right in all walks of life, all different jobs and occupations. And so the pressure is coming because, again, they want to punch everybody. So don't get punched in the arm. And a lot of people are succumbing to that pressure because they're in a mindset of, man, I don't know what to do. I got a family to feed. I got people to take care of. I don't know what to do. You know what to do? Do what your heart says to do. Do what you know is right for you to do. And pray to God that he sustain you and protect you and not leave you stuck out when you make that decision. Ryan Purvis says, I want the book. How do you know to sing it? Oh, to sign it. Oh, to sign it. You said you put sing it. You have to put a note. There's a point on when you order it, you can put a note. Or if you just want to make sure that I know to sign your book or your CD, all you have to do is email me at spckrino@AOL. That's right, I said AOL.com, and just send me an email to say, hey, K, man, look out, I just ordered whatever. Can you sign it for me? My name is blah, 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 blah. I just ordered blah, 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 blah. Can you sign it for me? I do it all the time. Let's see what y'all got. Trey Thomas says, K, I think Papoose has outnumbered you in the 8 albums in 1 year. Papoose dropped 8 albums this year. He's capable. Now, I'll say this. I dropped 7. I didn't drop 7 albums in 1 year. If you're a real K-Rino supporter, correct that phrase for me. I didn't drop 7 albums in 1 year. What did I do? What did I do? If you know me, what did I do? 7 albums in 1 day. But let me say this. There you go. If Papoose dropped 8 albums in 1 year and Marty says he's dropping one every month, if he's dropping an album every month, that's amazing. That's amazing. He can have that. If you drop 12 albums in a year, you drop 12 an album a month, you can have that. You got it. You got it, soldier. That's amazing. That's amazing. My question would be though, how many songs are on each album? What is the production, the creation process of the releases? I mean, is it already stuff you got loaded up, or are you just constantly in the lab creating spontaneously and dropping them like that? That's when I would really be blown away. But either way, hats off. I ain't got no hat on, but hats off to Papoose. If he getting ready to drop an album a month for 12 months, bro, that's strong. That's strong. Especially if he's maintaining a level of quality, you know, because that's the toughest thing to do. I dropped 7 in one day, but the toughest thing to do is to maintain the quality level of those releases, to be able to say, look, I ain't just putting out a bunch of just empty material. I'm actually putting out everything that's on every one of these albums got weight to it, got bottom, got substance, got skill, got topics, concepts. Anybody can do it. He can. Robert Manley says, I'm an atheist, but I'm absolutely fascinated with theology. Your songs about religion really make me think. I'm genuinely curious on your proof for God. Well, you say you're an atheist, but you're absolutely fascinated with theology. Theology meaning the study of God. Theo in Greek meaning God. So the study of God. What makes you so fascinated with theology if you're a self-proclaimed atheist? Because me, as a believer in God and a higher power, I'm not, and I'm not attacking you, I'm just asking a question. I'm not fascinated with atheism. I'm not fascinated with it. I deal with it when it comes to me, like it just did. But I would contend that it's something in your inner self that is causing you to be fascinated with theology, because at the root of yourself, you may believe now and may have convinced yourself now that there's no God, but at the root of yourself, you know it is. So where's my proof? And that's a statement that is Nocturnal said proof is a bad word to you, but no, we're not necessarily, because the scripture says prove all things. But I'm a follower of the teachings of the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. And he teaches us about the truths that exist in the Bible, even though we know the Bible has been tampered with. But he teaches us about the truths that exist in the Bible and in the Holy Quran. Now, one of the scriptures in the Bible speak about God himself, and he speaks about God creating man in his own image and after his likeness. So by us being created in the image of God, meaning head, arm, legs, torso, we are a reflection of that creator. So if I see my brother or my sister, I'm looking at God. I'm looking at a reflection of the creator. That's just on that level. That's just on that level. The creation bears witness to the God himself. Now, a lot of atheists say, well, I believe in evolution. I believe in the Big Bang. I believe in design, but not necessarily intelligent design. I don't know if you are an atheist or just an evolutionist or a combination of the two. So, what type of stipulations would you need to sign to a label or consider? You asking me, or are you saying in general? What stipulations I would need, I make the demands. Now, that doesn't mean that I'm not open to negotiating or reaching an agreement that is comfortable for both sides. But there will never be a time where, and first of all, this is hypothetical, because I'm 51 years old. Ain't no record label signing no 51-year-old rappers. That's not gonna happen. So I'm putting this out there as a hypothetical, but I'm also putting it out there as a understanding for any younger artists that are out there who might be aspiring to be signed, because there's still a lot of artists that don't understand the depths of this satanic industry, and they say, man, I want to get signed, I want a deal. That had the stipulations, it had to be based on what you want, your demands. You're not going to control my content. So right there, that would X me out, because that's what labels do. Labels are notorious for intervening in the creative control of artists. They're going to take that away. You're not going to own my image and my likeness. Just got through talking about that. You're not going to own my name. You're not going to own my publishing. So I'm writing all these songs and you're getting the credit for them, and you're not going to have that. So everything that the label actually wants, everything that the label actually benefits from as it relates to an artist, I ain't giving it up if it's me. Which is part of the reason why I never was signed to a major label, even when I was a young cat. What is your opinion on the Patriot rappers out on YouTube? I'm not familiar. What they doing? What they doing? Motto said that Papoose is naming his albums by the month. Nah, that's a dope idea. I actually thought about doing that one time. I was like, nah, I ain't gonna do it. Uncle G said you and Cam should definitely drop an album together. Cam is, man. Cam is dope. What were y'all talking about? El Hugo said, where did you get that shirt? Look, Ink Therapy. We did a meet and greet today with my homies at Ink Therapy. It's a tattoo shop here in Houston, and they opened up their facility and allowed me and my brother Point Blank to do a meet and greet pop-up shop, and they gave me this shirt. Ink Therapy is located on Aldine Westfield. Look up Ink Therapy, you'll find the address. He'd have to be a CEO. I am a CEO. You're absolutely right. You're absolutely right. That's the point. See, when you're a boss, you don't subject yourself to subservient roles. When you're a boss, you don't subject yourself to slave treatment. And being a boss don't always mean, well, he got all this money and he got all. No, being a boss means that I control my situation. Eddie A, thank you for the donation, man. I love the Maven album, man. Timeless class. The Maven album has been getting a lot of props lately over the last year or two. I don't know why. It's been getting a lot of props, but I guess it's moving up in the ranks. I guess it's people's favorite album for me, because a lot of people have been really throwing the Maven at me lately. So I'm going to have to go back and listen to the Maven and see what I was doing on there. Because as y'all know, I don't listen to a lot of my own music. Robert Watkins took a shot at Darwin. Sir Ron said, God bless y'all and praise the Lord. I know that's right. Appreciate you, Jeffrey. Salute, man. Have a great night. Joseph Milak. Hit that like button for your big brother. Eddie A say, what's wrong with natural immunity? Got to be careful how we... No, that's a good question. Natural immunity is not taught or preached or pushed enough, because you got to understand that this is business. This is about money. This is about pharmaceutical companies needing to make and wanting to make billions on top of billions of dollars by selling prescription drugs. So natural immunity, or should I say healthy lifestyle, the promotion of healthy lifestyle, is not financially beneficial. It's going to kill the money. It's bad for business. So we look at it like, why aren't they pushing healthy lifestyle? Why aren't they pushing the building up of the immune system? Because it makes too much sense. Ain't no money in that. I want y'all to equate this, because we know what we're talking about. It's the same principle as when people make the argument of, why don't you hear conscious music on the radio? Because it's bad for business. So what's promoted by being good for business is stripper music, drug promotion, violence, gang activity, materialism. This is what generates money, because we have been reduced to the low frequency thought level. We in the mud. So we are stimulated by the negative. People say, well, man, why does the negative seem to drop? Because scientifically, there's been a scientific tampering that's taking place on music that has lowered our frequency. So conscious music is, I don't want to hear that. Conscious artists out here starving. Some conscious artists are like resorting to doing the other kind of music just to eat. So it's the same thing. Conscious music represents the healthy lifestyle, but the healthy lifestyle ain't lucrative. It's easier to just say, here's a pill, here's a poke. You want the pill or the poke? You want the pill or the poke? They're going to kill you with both. Even though it's real, it's a joke. But still they provoke. But you will get a stroke. Let me shut up, man. Let me shut up, man. Blessed Kid 254. Can you speak on what books you read? I want to expand my mind. Man, I read books by the Honorable Elijah Muhammad. Go to NOI.org and order those books. Message of the Black Man, How to Eat to Live, Our Savior Has Arrived. The Honorable Elijah Muhammad books encompass everything. It covers everything. Scuba Steve Skiba says, Jay Prince, thoughts on rap a lot. Well, I said Jay Prince had the vision, so we started believing. Ghetto Boys made the whole world respect our region. Jay laid the foundation out here, man. He laid the foundation. When I said he had the vision because there was a time when there was no music scene, no hip hop scene in this city, no structure, no organized structure for a hip hop scene in this city. There were no hip hop record labels that were challenging the world and challenging the industry as it was constructed back then, at a time where that industry was 100% non-inclusive of rappers in the southern region. Just didn't take us seriously. Didn't want to sign us. So what he did was he had the vision to say, okay, we can do this ourselves. We can do this ourselves. Let's find out what they do, how they do it, and do it ourselves. Finance it ourselves. Push it, promote it, market it ourselves. And we'll deal with the labels, just like when they asked the question, what would be my stipulation to sign with a label? Jay dealt with the majors. Way back then, he dealt with the majors. Got to know this history. But what he did was he dealt with them on his own terms, not on their terms. Not on their terms. He dealt with them on his terms. We'll work with you, but you're not just going to just pull our drawers down and do us, and you're not going to bend us over. So by him laying that example, other independent labels in the city of Houston in the southern region started to pop up. But a blueprint had been established on how to do it. That was Jay Prince. See what you got. Can you speak on H-Town rappers and their infatuation with yellow gals, colorism, and H-Town rap? Well, I don't necessarily attribute that 100% to H-Town rappers. And I've heard rappers talk about getting a yellow gal, the throw yellow chick, a bad yellow bone. Yeah, of course, we've heard that all throughout hip hop, not just in H-Town. But we also have to ask the questions. We have to be more broad in our thinking. If you hear a rapper mention riding down the slab with a throw yellow bone on my side or something like that, we have to be broader in our thinking and not just assume that this rapper's only preference would be just a light-skinned female. He may have happened to mention her in this particular song. But if I mention, not me personally, but if a rapper was to mention going to a restaurant to get some filet mignon, sitting at the table eating some caviar, like that don't mean that's all he eat. Might have been what he had with him at the time. He may have been rapping about something, a situation that he was already in, and thinking about that retroactively and saying, I remember that day I was just riding. It was a good day that day. I was riding down the slab. I had that old yellow bone with me that day. And he may just be talking about that. We can't assume that every situation constitutes colorism. Now, is there color? Is there a place where that actually, of course, because you going all the way back to Willie Lynch now when it comes to black people, because it's always been about making darker seem like it's bad and making lighter or white seem like it's angelic. And a lot of us did fall for that as it relates to some of our own sisters and some of our own brothers, because a lot of our sisters, unfortunately, at times have had situations where it's like, well, nah, what's wrong with him? He too black. Like him, he too black. So we got to go into the depths of it before we can't pin that. We can't pin that on H-Town rappers, and we can't pin that on rappers in general, because I would just have to ask the question. I've heard rappers rap about brown skin, caramel, dark chocolate, the black of the berry. So black is beautiful in all shades. I see you, Jado. The elites do run the world, but they run the world with God's permission, and they run the world for a time. They only got a certain amount of time. It'll be all over in the morning. Their time is really up. But God has, as it says in the Holy Quran, He's respited them. He's respited them some time. Eddie A says Trump and Biden clink their glasses together and laugh at the people who are divided over them. Those men represent nothing more than illusion of choice. Straight out of 48 Law. Yeah, man, come on, yeah. Of course. I was ranting the other night about how black people have fallen for this whole political ploy of, and we find ourselves arguing with each other behind Democrats and Republicans. The true sign when I know that a lot of us are really, really lost is when I see another black person telling another black person, well, that's the problem with y'all Democrats. Or a black person. See, that's what's up. So y'all Republicans, y'all all think alike. There's a black dude telling another black dude that. Y'all are taking those talking points and applying them to each other as if one is right and the other one is wrong, or one is wrong and they both wrong. And whether it's Clinton and Bush, because Clinton and Bush clicked up after they were both out of office and they was doing all kind of stuff together. Man, don't be fooled by this crap. Don't be fooled by those debates that you would see on TV during election time. Don't be fooled by none of that stuff, man. Same devils, different bodies. You want that pill or that poke? Man. We're going live tonight, y'all. Open topic. Anything y'all want to ask your big brother, feel free. Feel free. If I see it, I'll address it. I'm trying to catch some stuff. Seems like I'm missing some of y'all stuff, man. Oh Lord, protect us from our front, behind us, from our right and our left, and from above us. And we seek refuge in your magnificence from being taken unaware from beneath us. Strong. Man. Technology is way more advanced than we think. Absolutely. You got to understand, man, all of the things that we marvel at as it relates to this world's technology, there are levels to technology that we have not even seen yet, because the devil was only allowed to take possession of a few of the books. The rest of the books were hidden from him. So there are things that we don't know, we've never seen. We flipping out over an iPhone. We flipping out over some device, some aerial device that they can invent. Man, we don't understand how great the mind of God is. Should we recycle glass? I don't know. The M&M shop. Who is that, man? It's Miguel. Anthony Pruitt says we need to speak about the number 19 one day. Let's do it. Is it true that the SPC was formed after you and Gangsta Nip rap battle? No, the SPC wasn't formed after the battle. I had already formed the SPC shortly before the battle, maybe early that same year. But after me and Nip battled, we became friends. And the SPC got stronger after we battled because Nip brought his crew into my crew, and the crew Nip brought with him had about 7, 8, 9 of the hardest rappers in the city, all in one group, all in one school. So that just made us stronger. That just made us stronger. Will there be a Rough Brothers from South Park 3? Man. Did we do a part 2? When did we do a part 2? We will be performing at the Day of Unity next Sunday. Next Sunday, November the 14th, the South Park Coalition will have a set. It will be me, Gangsta Nip, Point Blank, and Klondike Cat on the same stage, performing at the Day of Unity right here in the city of Houston. You don't want to miss it. Street Military will be performing. You don't want to miss it. The Most Hated. See, I'm naming legendary Houston groups. Some of y'all may be out of state. Y'all might not be familiar with the Most Hated and Street Military. I mean, you may. But the 14th, next Sunday, come see us live. Make sure you get there so you won't miss it, because again, we have a very short set that's combined 15 minutes. That's right, free Pharaoh. Johnny O says looking for Grim Southeast Latin Sector CD or tape for $50. Man, I'm gonna have to ask Grim about that. Blessings, everything nice. Looking for Game Boys. Man. Yeah, Marty Marr, we're going to be on that thing, man, this Sunday. Gangsta Nip, Point Blank, your big brother, Klondike Cat at the Day of Unity. We only got 15 minutes combined, so it's going to be quick. But we will be up there, man. We will be up there. Jason Barrett says, do I have a family? Yeah, I got a family. I have no bloodline. I spun from the sun. I'm the only of my kind. You ask about my family. You talked about your family. I have no bloodline. I spun out of the sun. I'm the only of my kind. What's up, Pocket Monster? I'm blessed, man. Thoughts on Daylight. I know both of y'all were going to collab. I mean, it's still going to happen. All these collabs y'all be asking me about, Daylight, Cambada, all these different brothers, man, that be my fault. That don't be their fault. I just be moving around doing other crap, and I don't. But it's never about if with me. It's just when. And y'all gonna see it. It's gonna come when you least expect it. Cause I got love for both of them cats, man. If I wanted to research Houston hip hop history, where should I start? Man, that's a good question. If I wanted to research Houston hip hop history, where should I start? There's not one definitive source or this place to go. But if you're asking the question, where should you start? That's a tough one. If the OG Wicked Cricket was here, that would be a good place to start. This is what I would say. You got to take into account, you got to go into the chronology. Start with Rap-A-Lot Records, as far as labels and industry aspect of it. But if you go back further than that, go to Wicked Cricket, a radio station. There was a radio station called Kids Jam, 90.9 FM, used to come on Saturday mornings. There was a group, there was a song called McGregor Park that came out in Houston. That was a big hit, but ironically, it was released by a group called the LA Rappers, the LA Rapper. Wicked Cricket, Jazzy Red, Lester Sir Pace, Rap-A-Lot Records, South Park Coalition, then go all the way up. Go do a binge on Donnie Houston's podcast, because he's interviewed a lot of the key figures in Houston. Of course, DJ Screw and Screwed Up Click, Swisher House. He's just go binge watch Donnie Houston podcast and you get a lot of that history. There have been several books written about Houston hip hop history. Let me see if I can find my book, because I really like that question, man. I'm looking for my book. I'm looking for the book that I want y'all to really see. Yeah, right here. Now, if you're still online, I want you to get a copy of this book. If you get a copy of this book, trying to get that glare out the way. You see the author's name. Just look him up. Order this book. This book takes you into the history of Houston hip hop. Really, really good read. Shows a lot of the history and how this thing started from the beginning. HTX 48, Dal Scott. You just hit it. Go listen to my song called Houston Is. I got a song called Houston Is. First of all, go listen to that song. Go listen to that song first. I couldn't pronounce your name, sir. But yeah, let me see. Is it Fiction? Yeah, Fiction. Go listen to my song right here on YouTube. Matter of fact, go buy it. It's called Houston Is. Get this book by my brother, Mako Fanil. I always pronounce his name wrong. He didn't miss nothing. Who is that? Who's that dude in the book with the feeler warm-ups on and the gold chains on? Look. This is what you need. You want to know the history. You want to know the history of this city. See? You can't really see this. That's DJ Premier when he was young, when he was working at the record store out here in Houston. This book is underrated. They don't talk about this book. They don't talk about this book because there were culture vultures who came and wrote another book. And that book got all the credit because we always gravitate towards the culture vulture before we gravitate towards our own brother. But even in the culture vultures book, some good history in there. They just tampered, they just messed it up by putting a lot of the negative crap in it and promoting a lot of the negative culture, which I didn't like. Remember I told y'all about the LA rapper? See, he covers that in this book. The song was called McGregor Park. One of the first rap records to ever come out of Houston. See, y'all getting that history lesson now. See, Fiction, you just asked a question that just opened up a whole topic. Look at that. He covered the LA rapper. He covered the song McGregor Park. In this book, Hip Hop in Houston, the origin and the legacy. See? Give y'all this game. Wait a minute, who is that? What does that say? That's the first record I ever put out. I ain't propping this book up because he got me in it. I'm supposed to be in it. I'm part of that history. But check this out. The original Ghetto Boy, that's Jukebox and Raheem. Put this in the middle. Yeah, don't say who this is in the middle. But that's Jukebox, the original Ghetto Boy, and Raheem the Vigilante. Original H-Town rappers. See? Give y'all the game, man. You shouldn't have asked that question. Somebody said R.I.P. Pimp C. Who was that? It's in the book. You need this book. See? You need this book. He got the info and the pictures. Look. OG Style. One of the original rappers in the city of Houston. I know how to play them. I know how to catch them slipping. See, this man did it. This man did it the way it's supposed to be done, man. He did it the way it was supposed to be done. Y'all got to understand, man. Houston has a deep hip hop history. We can't be overlooked no more. I see y'all was laughing at me when I showed that picture of myself. In order to know the story behind that picture that I showed y'all of me, you got to get this book. This is my book. I tell the story of that day when we had that photo shoot in my book. Come on now. Walaikum salam, Sister Sarah. Oh, Sarah Abdullah Lowry. Walaikum salam. How was it like working with SPM? SPM was a boss. Well, he is a boss. Talented, built an empire, something out of nothing. Got to respect that. Not too many people know about Harry O. That's right, Devin the Dude. See? Find that book and order it, man. And order my book too. You can order my book at southparkcoalition.net. southparkcoalition.net. You can get both my books. I didn't mean to turn this into a commercial, but I ain't never ashamed to promote myself. You can get both my books. People want to know how I come up with my lyrics and my songs and the bar structure and all that. It's in this book. I'm an author now. Yes, sir. Pharaoh is still on lock. Free Pharaoh. Respect to my brother. Can we catch a glimpse of the black book? The black books they ain't coming out tonight. They're not coming out tonight. Maybe one day. I did a video while I pulled them out. It's one of my early videos when I just got on YouTube. Yeah. This is open topic, man. Y'all got anything real quick? Because I'm going to shut it down in a minute. Got some bean pie that's calling my name right now. Pocket Monster said, I really enjoyed many of the songs you made with Dopey. Yeah, man. Me and Dopey had a great chemistry. Everybody in South Park Coalition had a great chemistry with Dopey, creative chemistry, because he knew how to tap into everybody's mind and put everybody's sound. He knew what sound worked for me, worked for Nip, worked for Point Blank. He knew how to produce for all of us. He was the point guard. He knew how to pass the ball just how I like it. He knew how to pass the ball up top, let Nip catch the alley-oop. He knew how to produce for all of us, man. Do you know anything about psychedelics as medicine? No, I don't. I can't say I do. Dollar Bill, you been in here the whole time, Dollar Bill? Or you just showing up? My brother. Again, man, condolences to everybody from the Astro World incident. Blessings to their families, man. Blessings to their families, man. And yeah, Jimmy, sometimes a loss can be a gain. Not in this particular case, but in other aspects of life. Y'all go watch that video I posted today. Hey, man, I'm going to catch y'all later, man. Peace.